Hello, my friends. This is Sarah Jones, intuitive psychic and tarot therapist here at Tarot Therapy Co. And this week we are doing things a little bit different. So it is a pick a pile reading, but I don't know about you, I've been feeling a little lost lately. So I called in my goddess energy here, and I have three different goddesses here. We have the white buffalo calf woman, Mama Kila, and Bronwen. And each one of these goddesses helps you with something different in your life. So I asked you to choose a pile or a goddess to work with. So this is like a choose a goddess pile. Okay. So which goddess is calling out to you? The timestamps are in the video description, so you can go ahead and head right over to your video, your reading, and we're going to get started here with pile number one. So we're going to get started with, I'm going to get myself right here, the white buffalo calf woman. Okay. And she is bringing in the energy of reverence for us. So if you chose this pile, now is really the time to view your world through a lens of peace and harmony and reconciliation. Okay? It's time to leave behind the right and the wrong, the good and the bad kind of game that we have going on, especially in the world right now. Okay? It's time to enter a space where you can find sacred ground of sharing, of negotiation. And this is from a desire for everyone's benefit. And so you'll be glad you do. So this is very much about taking a humble yet grounded approach to your life right now. And this is the path that will bring peace. It will put you back in alignment. It'll help you not feel lost. Okay. The goddess white buffalo calf woman, she supports the way of being in the world. So you want to watch out for unconscious choices and behaviors that may be causing some distortion or maybe some difficult feelings that are part of our journey when it comes to self-discovery. And I want you to ask yourself, have you been conditioned to suppress the things that make you feel uncomfortable so that you can survive? Are you still in survival mode? Or are pieces of survival mode coming through? So I feel like if you chose this pile, you probably found yourself in maybe this awkward place and you don't know what your next step should be. Okay. And you want to make discomfort, awkwardness, and the uncomfortable something sacred, something normal, something that's part of our path. You know, think of what would happen if you made what you considered a flaw or a loss or a failure a beautiful, integral part of the flow and the art of your life. Everything is sacred. Every breath you take, every mistake you make is a gift. Every time you learn from a relationship, it's a blessing. So we really want to bless all parts of ourselves and our life if we chose this particular path at this time, okay? So, pile one, we're going to pull them in and see what we got here. So we got the universe has my back. The universe has your back. Have you forgotten that? Have you ever forgotten that the universe is always bringing us lessons, even when they're hard lessons or confusing lessons? Because the universe wants us to learn something important from this. Okay? It's not just about, I'm going to put her over here. It's not just about, things falling apart. It's about what we need to do in our lives. So I have two different cards here, two different decks. So the first deck, I love it, is my Wisdom of the Oracle. So I pulled 3 cards for you. If I can get them in there. And what's coming through here, I'm going to put this universe has our back too. What's coming through here is a feeling of being a little lost. Again, that's why I did this reading, because I myself was feeling lost. So I feel like so many of you are feeling lost as well. And if you chose this pile, there's definitely a feeling of being lost on your path. I feel like here we're looking at reconnecting with our flow again. This is what we're trying to do. We're trying to return to source. Okay? Return to the universe, recognizing how the pieces fit together, seeing the natural events in our life, the good and the bad. I think we maybe have forgotten that. We need to once again allow trust and faith to guide us forward. How is life engaging with you? It's kind of what's coming through. And I keep seeing that number 50. So she's a number 50 and this is a number 50. So the number 50 might play a part for some of you. I don't know if it stands out or for some of you, but it's standing out for me for some reason. So, but I don't know why. It's standing out. I feel like perhaps you're looking for security, something comfortable, something known, something that's yours. How is that playing out in your life? Because I feel like there's things in your life that are a right fit, and there's things in your life that aren't the best fit. But you're trying to make all of these things work, and you're missing out on a lot of the goodness that comes with the stuff that fits. Okay? And there's almost this feeling of, you know who you are, you know what you want, you know what feels right for you. So why are you ignoring that? I feel like you're ignoring spirit. If you've come here and chose this pile, you don't want to hear what spirit has to say, because I feel like for some of you it means you have to give up something in order to be in the flow, in order to be authentic to yourself. Something has to be given up or changed. And you want to trust in the universe. You want to trust in your guides and God and the messages that are coming through. You know that they're right, but yet you resist. And it's that resistance that has you lost. And doing things by the book there. I feel like you need to open yourself up to the laws again. So there's the law of abundance. There's the law of prayer. There's the law of karma, the law of action, the law of thought, the law of compensation, and the law of nature. So all these different universal laws that exist. And perhaps if you can remember or start incorporating again how they work in your life, it will make it easier for you to trust in the path ahead. So I feel like these guys are going backwards towards home. This one, she's flowing towards home. So the point is to come into this no place like home feeling. It's calling you again, that feeling of home. But it's asking you, again, to give up a piece of yourself, something in your life, someone in your life, some situation in your life. There's no other answer other than that, really. So let's look at what the Enchanted map has to say about this. I'll just push these over because I really want to keep that home in the middle there. I feel like that's where we're going. Enchanted map. You have the balancing act, the movement, and the coming apart. So, you're trying to balance too many things. You know, I feel like you're unsure of your footing. You're unsure of what is right. So I want you to evaluate the areas of your life that needs balance. Because again, we're going to choose harmony over chaos or discord. And if you can do that, if you can stop resisting, you're going to find that inner stability. You're going to find balance. You're going to find focus. And you're going to find a level path. And then things will start moving. We see movement there in the middle, but you have to make that choice. Something you're doing isn't working. But once you make that choice, things begin to move here. You come out of this period of restriction and into a new stage of adventure and discovery. And it's almost like you can't remain where you are anymore. I feel like that's going to happen. There's going to come a point where you just can't do it anymore. You're going to feel compelled. But do you really want to wait till you get to that point to be pushed? Momentum and movement is a state of mind. Once you make that choice, it's like the fog lifts and you know the actions you need to take. You need to let go and move forward, let go of fear. You'll see the doors begin to open. If you don't make that choice, I feel like the coming apart comes. And I feel like if you stay in a place that you're not supposed to be for too long, it's you're going to have to untangle yourself. You're going to have to figure out why, again, you did this. Okay? If you can make the choice, then there are commitments or promises or change that comes. You're letting go of things that you can't handle. You're reassessing what you want in life and your goals and your values, and moving into a point where your actions are in alignment with what you believe in. If someone wishes to break away from you, don't chase. If something is trying to exit your life, don't chase. Because the overall theme here is that separation brings success. It brings good fortune. So even though it feels difficult, you have to move through it. The good stuff is just waiting for you on the other side. Okay? So, hopefully this reading has brought you into like this better place of where you are on your path and what guidance you needed and where you should be heading and kind of the steps that you should take. Hopefully you're feeling a little less lost. I feel like for you guys, I feel like this is more of validation For many of you, you already knew this. Spirit has been speaking to you quite often about this, and all you have to do is make the choice and stop resisting. And it seems difficult, but once you do, you won't be so lost anymore. Okay? So if this reading resonated with you, please be sure to hit that like button. If you know somebody who could benefit from one of my readings, please be sure to share it with them. And if you want to see more readings from me, please subscribe. All right. Pile or goddess number 2. This is Mama Kila. She's a moon goddess. I like her. She's very staring at you like she has the answers and she doesn't understand why you don't have the answers. So I feel like if you chose this pile, you're feeling out of sync with life. Maybe frustrated that the world is not giving you what you want. But I feel like she's coming through. I'm going to pull this forward. And she's like, do you want what you want exactly how and when you want it? And that's the only way you'll accept it? Do you feel like the goddesses, the universe, is just ignoring you? Perhaps some of you want something to happen faster than it's happening. But that's because it's not meant to happen that fast. Maybe you've lost sight of the cycle that you're in and you're missing some signals. And I feel like we talk about the moon goddess and the moon has cycles. This goddess knows what the right cycles are. This goddess knows when it's time for the next phase. So she's asking you to trust in that. And her alignment task for you is to recognize and work with the natural cycle that you are in right now. And when you can align with that rhythm of the universe again and begin co-creating consciously and surrendering to life, you'll find support again. You'll find that path that you're looking for. You'll begin to see what's familiar and decide whether you need to improve on things or leave things as they are. For you all who chose this, the answer to no longer being lost is really found in the timing and things and the cycle that you're in. Being honest with yourself and accepting that there's sometimes no way to control the cycles that you're in. You just have to see them out. Use their energy, use the cycle to bring out your potential, your best potential. Allow things to happen naturally. Be clear in your intentions. And when things in your world start to slow down, or obstacles start to happen, or things seem to be just blocking your every move, don't put up a resistance. Take advantage of the need to rest and recalibrate, because a new cycle is coming. So sometimes we're just pushed to take a break before the next cycle comes, because our bodies and our minds and our spirit need it. So this for you guys is very much about the divine cycles in your life, okay? I always trust the direction of the universe and know I'm being guided. How fitting is that? Surrender to that. trust in the direction. I feel like it's not exactly where you expected it to go, but it's the right direction for you at this time. So I've got the Wisdom of the Oracle, one of my favorite decks. Going back to some of my older decks for this reading, I find that they're comfort. I find comfort in the older decks. I understand them. I connect with them well. So we have Yang, we have Imagine, and we have Orphaned. Yang is that masculine energy. Okay? It's that energy of movement and power and trying to make things happen and manifesting things into form. And I feel like you're so used to doing that. You're so used to tapping into that energy that where you are at this time feels uncomfortable. You don't feel confident when you're not doing something, when you're not making things happen, when you're not busy. Okay? I feel like you need to know or maybe understand where it is you're heading, what it is you're chasing after. Because have you been just chasing after something blindly, maybe? I feel like for some of you, maybe you have. For maybe you don't even know where you're heading. Maybe you're just in this zone of doing without any real goals or I don't know. I can't think of the word. It's not coming to my mind. So Imagine comes in this moment, in this pause, in the action. The universe wants you to begin imagining, not taking action, but turning imagination into manifestation instead of actions, letting go of that masculine energy and tapping into your intuition. Who do you want to be? What do you need to believe in order to have the life that you want? We all have the power to imagine. So if you can dream it, you can create it. And this is the time really when your imagination is going to start to become the key to manifesting the life that you desire. Maybe create a vision board to help see your goals. Maybe meditate. Do some daydreaming. Allow the power of your creativity to deliver the images that feed your soul. And then take your feelings and your inspirations and imagine these things being real. And keep doing that. Because what you imagine will become your belief. And then it makes it easier for you to believe that these things are possible. That you are worthy of these things. Kind of a little bit of magic there going on. And then we have that Orphaned card. And I know the orphan looks sad. I know this. But the essence of this card speaks to abandonment. And I feel like for many of you, it may be time to address some unhealthy alliances you formed, make some decisions to heal your past. I feel like your guides are saying you won't be abandoned by the world if you claim yourself as a whole. Don't abandon yourself. Learn to recognize your patterns and consciously choose to interrupt them, because life wants to love you, and you have to let it in. You have to be open to it. You have to be open to being intimate with the universe, with God, with life, with yourself, and then with others. I feel like that's maybe why you have struggled with your path at this time. It's one of the lessons that's coming up for you. And I feel like it'll help you connect with that feminine energy. So my other favorite deck is the Enchanted map. The Enchanted map brings us the Golden Palace, the Peaks of Joy, and Metamorphosis. This is where you are heading, should you follow the advice. And the Golden Palace is that place of being at peace and knowing that there is always going to be enough. Obviously, the Golden Palace represents good fortunes and your ambitions being fulfilled and prosperity. But it also, not just in the physical world, but within you, it indicates emotional fulfillment. So as you wash away and wipe away that masculine have to do focus energy, and you find that you're healing up anything from the past and you're beginning to imagine what life could look like and what you desire, you're going to push yourself into a place where you're entering a time of happiness that's really long overdue. And you're going to find as you move into that space that your self-worth is not measured by what you have, but it comes from what you are, how authentically you're living your life, and how much you're willing to share. So know that I feel like you're being pushed towards a path where you're trusting in your own value in life and your value in the journey that you are on. And you're going to find those peaks of joy kind of coming and going. Okay? You are going to start becoming closer to a sense of achievement, and you've worked hard for it. You're going to find yourself surrounded by true companions and events that are starting to become synchronicity. And these events have already been arranged to help bring you to this next level of your life. And it's like harmony, and it's exhilarating, and it's hopeful, and it's a place where you can let gratitude fill your heart. And then it's almost as if you get this metamorphosis. It's like you have a huge change coming. I love that. But it can be a little like daunting. It comes with, its own losses and sacrifices, but I think part of you dies off when we get to that stage. So that's what's coming. But this is so that a new part of you, I feel like you're really being pushed to be more authentic, be more of your essence, and be more of who you are. So you're going to go through some things where you shed your skin here. And I want you to embrace any necessary changes, because you're releasing old ideas. And these necessary changes and letting go of old ideas can lead you to your best life. So I feel like perhaps many of you are being asked to let go of low self-worth. Some of you, it's a dream that doesn't serve you anymore. For others, it's a relationship that is draining. And for many, it's just some unhealthy habits or patterns that you're just used to and maybe you didn't recognize. So, know that you're heading towards this essential and exceptional transformation time in your life. And there may be some loss involved, but you're really going to enjoy what comes next. Okay? So, hopefully this reading has helped you feel a little less lost on your path, knowing where you're heading, what you have to do to get there, what you'll go through. If this reading resonated with you, please be sure to hit the like button. And if you know somebody who could benefit from this reading, be sure to share it with them. And as always, if you want to see more readings from me, please be sure to subscribe. Oh, dropped our goddess. All right. Goddess number 3. Branwen, the goddess of forgiveness, is reaching out to you. And it feels like if you chose this pile, there's this call for self-inventory, perhaps making some amends as well in your life. To get back on track, your alignment task is to be 100% accountable for your thoughts, your feelings, your beliefs, your motives, and your actions. And I feel like you haven't been doing this. But to experience forgiveness, whether it be from someone else or even yourself, you're going to have to. And to have the strength and the fortitude to be accountable and responsibility for your actions, for your choices, it can be difficult, but once you move into that space, let go of any guilt or shame, you once again stand empowered and humbled with your head high, no matter the consequences. This is a very big step. This is a lot of healing, and it takes a lot of courage to take this step. And I feel like many of you have been very challenged if you chose this goddess. But you're really being asked to set yourself free from resentments that really choke the life out of your dreams and your life and your path. But it's huge, huge obstacles and dents in your path. And when we're wounded by others and we weave kind of stories about our hurts and our losses and that live in our hearts and minds, we can come to distrust the potential of any love or any connection with others. And no matter what your story or when it began, for those of you who chose this path, forgiveness is the key to freedom. Forgiveness allows for mending, for repair, for opening, for giving, for receiving. And this is the time to do it. Whether you're forgiving yourself, whether you're forgiving another, so you can really open your heart again and begin again. So this goddess is here to support you in this. I feel like this may be a little difficult for you, maybe a little uncomfortable. But this is what is calling out to you on your path. This is why you're feeling lost. I create mindful moments throughout the day to remind myself I am love and miracles are natural. Definitely something you want to do. It will help move you into that energy of forgiveness. So I've chosen 2 decks and 3 cards from each. 2 of my favorite decks. They're my old ones that I haven't used in a long time. We have the Wisdom of the Oracle. And we have Flexible. We have Time to Go. And again, here we have Mending. So as you can see, if you chose this pile, there's certainly some mending to do. And I'm going to start with that one because we just talked about forgiveness. And in order to get into that space of mending and forgiveness and healing, it's important that we allow any hurts to pass through us. Sometimes without understanding, sometimes without integration. Perhaps many of you have accumulated this unwanted burden, this chain to the very things that you need to heal, the pain, the memories, the echoes, the resentments, the arguments that you go over and over again. Now is the time for healing and mending rifts, healing wounds, letting go of old hurts, reclaiming your power. I want to just really hammer this into you. It's time to forgive and to release and to make peace and make amends to others. If you chose this path, it's really, 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 really being pushed to set yourself free. I almost feel like this is backwards. So once you do that, then it's time to go. So I almost feel like this time to go is not for everyone. I feel like it's just for some of you. Some of you, there will be complete endings or walking away from something because there's just nothing else to learn or nothing else to experience. And all you can do is take stock in what you've learned in between the journey of letting go and the next journey. I feel for many of you, it's time to move on to new experiences, new ways of being, because there's just nothing left for you to do or experience where you are, you know. And Spirit's coming through and saying to take the risk and move on, even if you need to be in transition for a time, because really your destiny is calling you. And I feel like that's where the flexibility comes in, of being open to what you don't know, being teachable, being adaptable, being willing to learn new things. And common sense is important, but so is an open mind. So stay curious, stay open, stay aware. I feel like as you go through the path, it's that way. And then my other favorite deck is the Enchanted map. So this brings us the lesson of the Bone Collector, the Field of Dreams, and the Magic Stream. And these definitely go this way. So, as you walk down this path, as you begin to follow the advice of forgiveness, of making amends, perhaps letting go of something, and then being open to learning. Because the very first and most important lesson that comes through is that Bone Collector. You'll be asked to look really closely at your circumstances to see, are you being fully present? Are you here in the here and now? Or are you reacting out of past conditioning or unconscious expectations? Because whenever we're wounded, especially when it happens when we're young, it's as if something is stolen from us. And we adapt and we accept particular versions of the truth. And these things that happen, they set us up for behaving a certain way in the future when we're faced with a situation that reminds us of the original event. And the things that we know about ourselves becomes influenced by perceptions of limitations. And this is one of the very first lessons in getting to know yourself, in awakening to who you are. You've come through feeling unworthy or without courage, and you see yourself as flawed or unlovable. Maybe you expect to be criticized. But the truth is that you are a powerful being with limitless possibilities. And I know you don't see that yet, but your current path is taking you there. It's taking you to a point where you can get back the things that have been stolen from you. You have everything that you believe that you lack. And that bone collector, that's like your inner resource. So awareness, it will be the key moving forward. Awareness and learning the things that wounded you in your past so that you can take back your power from them and have them no longer define who you are or the things that you experience in life. As you can move through that lesson, it will be important to harness that field of dreams energy. And this is where you start to become clear about your thoughts and your feelings and your belief. You'll start to see your own story. You'll start to see that things are temporary, that things are changeable, that things are interwoven. You'll start to see that you have the ability to harvest and grow great things, to experience something more. And then the magic stream comes in. And it's as if you see everything and how it is all connected. How everything in your life, from beginning to end or beginning to now, is connected. You'll let go of that separation. It's like you'll start to understand what the collective means and how you're connected to the collective and how you're connected to each person in your life that you've encountered. And you'll just start to connect to the flow of the universe and life and your story and how you can create and change your story. Okay? So you got some big shoes to fill if you are on this path. But don't worry. There's many that have come before you who can guide you. So some will show up for you. Others you may have to seek out. If this reading resonated with you, please go ahead and hit that like button. If you know somebody who could benefit from this reading, please be sure to share it with them. And as always, if you'd like to see more readings from me, please be sure to subscribe.